En voor Koos, en voor Shop, en voor Daan. Die ken ik niet.
Nou, en op die noot zullen we er dan nog eentje doen. Oké, maar voordat we het doen willen we even iedereen bedanken. Het is net een awardshow. We willen natuurlijk ontzettend Vana bedanken dat we weer mochten komen. We willen alle vrijwilligers bedanken. Iedereen die zijn goede humeur heeft meegenomen. En natuurlijk jullie, dat jullie er allemaal weer zijn. Deze is voor jullie. Tro Gala Mik.
weißt du, wer das Geil, weißt du, wie will das Geil, weißt du, wer das Geil, weißt du, wer will das Geil, weißt du, wer soll das Geil, weißt du, wer soll das Geil.
We can go live anytime. It's just that we're chatting here, and then we should be live anytime.
So we are live. We will be live.
We might be. We're going to do a live interview. Would that be okay with you?
No. Of course it will.
But you have a bit of a hangover, I hear.
Not me. He has.
You do.
I did it, but he's too. So
It's like the music washed it out of your system, right?
well, you know, we were nervous, so then we had to kill everything. So,
Well, let me first briefly say you have just been very much enjoying, I'm sure, the show of Cesair live here on Castlefest, again on the main stage, what we call the forest stage. And I told you when we were announcing them that the field would fill up with people dancing. You know, there was a lot of grass when Daniel and I were announcing the band, and then, like I said, people came out of the shadow to enjoy this band until the very last minute, and you could hear it from the applause. So I believe you were even in the audience listening to Cesair.
absolutely, yeah, and we love it. It's amazing, and well, you know, Castlefest is amazing in general. It's something, you know, that we really wait for it, like for years, and especially this time because we were waiting for 3 years, and it was like come back home finally, you know.
Yeah. For many, it's about coming home. Even if the people, our visitors, walk the path, which is a lot shorter this time, because that was one of the big complaints, because that was so long. The path of horror, they said. There's a banner above the entrance where it says "Welcome home." So, how was that for you coming back to Castlefest?
Well, it's not so easy to answer because, you know, long waiting and knowing that here we always find like the best crowd ever. The audience is just unbelievable. So, yeah, try to put those things together, okay? Wait for it 3 years, knowing that you will find the best audience ever, and knowing that we will go to celebrate the 10th year of the Sidh +2.
Yeah.
We were really excited. We couldn't wait for it, and it just went even better than expectations.
I remember the first time when you played at, well, in the Netherlands, as far as I know, Castlefest. And as you know, the Castlefest is like pagan folk music. Much of the time it's acoustic, and then of course there's some electronic enhancements. But well, to call electronic enhancements anything that you do would be crazy. And I remember the shock of the audience when they were like, "But that's not our music." And then like song 2 was, "But wait, it is," right?
Oh, yeah, well, we were scared, obviously, at the beginning. You know, who knows? It was the first time, obviously. And, well, you know, it was so warm. but like the crowd was so like with us, and we were really enjoying as a big family, you know. So this is what we are still trying to keep, even if we play in bigger stages. But we would like to have this connection with the people now, because in fact we are growing up because of you guys. Because what's
See here the hospitality of Castlefest. There you go.
thanks a
Thank
lot.
you,
Cheers. Thank you.
You have to know that we have really a strong connection with Mid.
Oh, how so?
Yeah, because best of things that happen on tour, it's because of this guy
Because-
here. Yeah, he knows.
So, I think you say salute, right?
Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Cheers.
Proost.
Prost.
But it's so good. It's so good as well, right?
It is. It is definitely.
And you prefer this to beer?
Yeah, but I cannot drink it as much as beer because it's really dangerous. You know it, right?
The tent is within crawling range, right? If you really need to, you can just walk on 4s.
Yeah, walk on 4 feet and try to arrive to somewhere to sleep. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, obviously, okay, I have to explain this. Usually, when we play in big festivals, we ask for meat into the dressing room, and it's never happening, never. And
They don't know it?
well, it's not so easy to find, you know. Even if it's a Celtic festival, it's not really cheap, obviously. So they're not giving to us. But in Castlefest, we have meat everywhere, every time. It's paradise for us, you know. So yesterday, I think we drank a little bit too much after the concert. We have like alcohol games, you know, this kind of. And well, Salvatore got lost yesterday, and we found it this morning.
Somewhere amongst the bushes, hiding.
No, I just woke up in the camping.
Okay. Somehow.
Somehow, I don't know how, but I woke up there. Where I am right now again.
But like I said, you don't need to drive anywhere. You can just be at the camping site. And, you know, I hope people were respectful, that they were a bit quiet, let's say, so you got a good night's sleep, huh?
Oh, well, there in camping is amazing. You cannot even breathe. You have to be silent, otherwise they will shoot you out. Yeah. It was amazing. But this morning, big party. I had breakfast with Mid again.
Wonderful. Yeah. Now you said
A bit extreme, but
you mentioned other festivals, right? And there's this tradition that came about in the Netherlands. I don't know how it happened exactly, but I think it was a band crowd interaction thing where we created memes here at Castlefest, and you responded in creating merch here at Castlefest. So we have one where you say "shake that bagpipe."
Yes.
We turned it into something else. Do you remember?
yeah, shake that doodle-zack, obviously, yeah.
Hey, you pronounce it so well as well. and then the other one for which you created shorts.
Yeah, but I don't know how to say it, honestly. Broch, something.
Broek uit op je hoofd.
Oh, it's just so difficult. Broek.
Broek uit. So to take off your pants.
Broek out.
Yes.
Broek out.
On your head.
Oh, yeah, but how is in Dutch?
Op je hoofd.
Up your hoofd.
Yes.
Oh, it's difficult. Well, we don't know how to say it, but we know how to do it.
Why just for us? Because I realized people don't scream it at other bands. Why just with us?
I don't know. That's where I was going with this, because it doesn't happen with other bands. Well, there's one exception. Sidh Pagan Folk Music. I believe you know them.
Same. It's
See?
the name same.
Yeah,
Same name.
Yes, so that they're called Sidh, which in Dutch is zaad, which is also a man's production when he's having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah? So people in the audience love to shout zaad, which is like funny and horrid, and you know.
Well, it's not so fun for us because we are really sweaty on the stage. So put our panties on the head is not really practical, you know. But Michael is always ready to do that. I have to say it. Yeah.
But I was really curious. Is this just something that like your energy creates at Castlefest? Is it like the Castlefest Sidh combination, or does this happen in other places as well?
I really don't know. Well, all the festivals are different, and obviously we are trying to enjoy every festival pretty much on the same way. Right. But in fact, as I was saying, Castlefest is a little bit different with that. It's like, you know, celebrating a big meeting family. So we are giving more probably, and because we are receiving so a lot, you know.
Yeah, so somehow that translates to.
Yeah, exact. So it's something that works into the heart, and then becomes a job. You know, so it's a different point of view, but that's it. Obviously, the other festivals are always good. I'm not saying we're trying to have fun always, but the Castlefest is Castlefest. There is nothing to say more, you know.
So you played last night, but well, you didn't just perform. It was, I don't know, magical, transcendent experience. And I must admit, at one point, I was looking at the technology rather than the music. I was still enjoying that, of course, but there was so much. It's like it was an all-out game with all the technology happening. So how on earth do you like synchronize that, or how do you get it to work in harness in unison?
Okay, well, it's like almost 1 year. We are working on this new show with new lights. So we found a really great light engineer that made all the program. Okay, in technical world, it's called time code. That it means that he make a program with a computer, and the music, the light show is created on each song with the computer. It's synchronized, and this is the automatic part. But then there is the artistic way of the light engineer that add his skill during live to make it something even better. Okay, and I think you saw it yesterday how it was.
Yeah, because I was first look here backstage, you know, where all the editing is done, and I could only see like awesome photos if the photographers got the right moment. But it's like you're painting with the lights. It's like just this art pieces one after the other that you create. Is that? I mean, do you know where you need to be on the stage, or is this just like naturally happening?
No, well, obviously we have like schedules for a special moment.
Yeah.
So obviously we know how to do it in a specific track, what we have to do. But we were trying to make is like right process and a big design for the show. So every track has its own design. It's like more into techno or or dubstep or this kind of things. They are calling me. And so obviously we like to be natural. So we are improvising a lot. But sometimes we have this little special moments that makes maybe something more, precise. Especially his solo, for example, which it has to stay in the center,
Yeah. That makes sense, of course.
Yeah, there are just little spots that we know, okay, you will stay here, I will stay there, and that's like that. But mostly I would say 80% of the show is totally improvised. We can feel free to do what we feel in that moment, because otherwise it would look fake.
Yes. No, but definitely, and I think that's exactly what the people understand. You're there spontaneously interacting, and I think that's why you draw these large crowds. And I already told you when we were Danielle and I introducing your show, right at the front center were 3 lovely ladies, and would you believe it? They drove all the way from Paris just to be here to watch your show. Yes, exactly.
Really?
No, really.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't know. Wow. No.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of crowd that you draw with your performance. So yeah.
Well, it's such an honor for us, we're still the young guys that are watching the big shows. So for us, it's something unbelievable, obviously. And well, thanks if you're watching that. If you guys are watching, thanks a lot for coming. Definitely.
Hopefully so. And they asked me to ask you two questions. Okay. One I'll direct at you because you referred to it. Okay. The first question was, how on earth do they maintain that level of energy throughout the show? Because it's 90 minutes. And I thought, it's a good question. I'm going to ask this tomorrow. And then like 3rd, 4th song in, you said, I'm getting too old for this. Exactly.
But yeah, it's fact. But yeah, but it's a fact. I mean, I start to become older. Obviously, has everyone. But well, good strategy we always do, or we always try to do, is have at least 2 months at the gym before a tour. Before touring. So running, jumping. So it's still hard, especially for breathing, especially with bagpipes. but obviously we're trying to give more and always more and more and more, and the show is increasing. So I don't know if you noticed, but we are jumping much more. So definitely gym is a good choice, or go to run. You know, that's a good thing to do before touring.
So did you attend the gym of La Horte, the morning gym that they did?
Not really, but well,
They
I
were
missed it.
Yeah, they were in spandex suits opening the festival terrain this morning.
Really? That's awesome.
Go look it up. Crazy colors, you know, like the spandex tight thing is like
Yeah,
this.
really
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Second question was. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I have a question for you. Why I'm the only one drinking?
Oh yeah.
Ian sometimes, but you.
Scusi.
Yeah.
Check for wasps.
Yeah.
Second question. People love your music, your albums, but they are two of the other ladies were wondering, how do you name your songs? Because it's a lot of instrumental parts. There is some singing sometimes, but it's how do you? Oh no, I've asked a question. How do you name your songs?
Okay. It's not so easy to answer. There is no usual stuff we do about it. What we do is we'll listen to what we created. We sit down, like in the same room. We listen to it and we try to think what kind of images we have in our head listening to that music. Okay, like we close our eyes, we listen to it, and then after that, well, we talk about it. Okay, so I thought about, I don't know, about Egypt, pyramids, deserts, ancient gods. Maybe Osiris could be a good name, or Isis. Then we start to give our ideas, and then out of all the ideas, maybe we keep the best one.
So specifically, they refer to iridium. That's not something that comes into, doesn't pop into my head.
Iridium has a special story. If I'm not wrong, and if my memory doesn't fail me, I think it was because iridium is the most rare element on Earth, and we wanted to name that song just because of that, because we think that we were doing something a bit rare that has a sense. But I may be wrong. You already look at me in a bad way, like, what the hell are you saying?
Let's see if he agrees.
Yeah, some years passed, so my memory is not so good about the rare.
Let's.
No, well, in fact, it's true. I mean, we are like giving names, listening to the track. Sometimes it's the opposite. I mean, sometimes we have a proper feeling, proper way to say something. So we have the title, and then we write the music. Iridium, in this case, part is because of that. But part is also because we were working with a sound engineer who was like saying so much about his cables on studio. Right. Cables made by iridium. And he was like bullying us a lot for that. And because it was a big moment, a transition moment for us, we were like, starting on choosing what we want to do, what we would like to give to the people. So a little bit more aggressive, the music. Right. We choose iridium because it's something really rare, So that was a good start. I don't know if it fits.
It's a good start and it's a good story. I think people would like it if you explain, maybe in the booklet, I don't know, but it's good to know. Now I have an image in my mind, and the music is great already, but it's like, why and what is happening here? I just had an academy where we talked about, thoughts come first and then the music flows out of that thought. Here it's more like, hey, we have created this awesome piece of music. Now let's check to see what it does to our brains.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we give some momentary names to songs that are quite
working
funny.
title.
Yes. They are funny or like just nonsense, and they came till almost the end of the production. Then there come that moment. Okay, say guys, we have to print finally the booklet. Let's find names for these songs because we cannot print these names.
Let's get serious. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, as always, it depends. Nigredo, our last album, has a proper process. I mean, we decide that everything is has a deep meaning. So every song has like a proper meaning, and the title is really important as well. So in this case was different. I mean, we chose the message first, and then we wrote the music. You know.
So I mentioned Castlefest, right?
Yep.
Right after you had to be booked at Castlefest, rightfully so. Then you came back 1 year Castlefest, and now there were 3 years in between. And what I remember at Castlefest is I was talking to, I don't know if it was a girlfriend of yours or a manager of yours, but I said, what label are these guys under? Because they're amazing. And she said, and she said, none. They're just, this is just them. Are you still like free in the world?
Well, no, in fact, it's not proper like that. I mean, we are not into main label like Universal or Sony. We don't really, we are not interested. That's the point. We got an independent label at the beginning, which was really good because it was helping us, but directly. It wasn't formal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was really good for us to start because we needed some, you know, push on the right way. It was the beginning for us, so we need to. It was necessary to learn how to do it. And now we have our own label. It's called Yuki Records, and we are promoting ourselves. We are promoting other artists as well.
Feel free to do so, yeah.
Yuki Records, go for it. Well, but it's an independent. We don't need to, you know, be big. We made it for us to manage all the things that we are doing, promoting our albums and helping the artists that we really love and that we think they need, you know. We have a few which I think they're gonna become really big soon.
I like it. It's a label from the heart, not from like the commercial part of it.
Exactly, it's not commercial at all because it's for us, in fact. So it's in fact we are independent actually.
You guys keep getting more and more awesome. So yeah, I really want to know like the people that couldn't make it to Castlefest maybe. What does your like immediate future look like? Is this part of a European tour that you're doing? Will you get back to the Netherlands at one point?
Well, I have to answer because I'm the one who manages. So, stop drinking. So yeah, next week we're going to be in Brittany, in France, for a huge festival, and then we're coming back to center south of France again for another festival. Then we go to Czech Republic, Switzerland. We have maybe our first show in Italy after like 5 years, something like that. So we really need to pack. And then we have a few big options for Netherlands again, but I cannot say anything for now.
I'm not a journalist like that, right?
But crossing fingers. So many good things are happening.
We should definitely, you know, somebody practicing singing in the background. Yeah, they're going to be up next at this table as well. But yeah, for now, I want to thank you. Let's grab another beer, or sorry, mead off screen. But yeah, thanks for coming to the table and just chilling out. And thanks so much for your awesome show yesterday. I think it was the pinnacle of Castlefest, and that's saying something. So yeah, and this hope to see you again really soon. Yeah. All right. We have so much more to go to. You managed to be banished privateers already. We have movies to enjoy yourself, but for now we're gonna go offline and have a nice cup of mead.
Cheers.
All right. Bye bye.
All the best.
So, at Castlefest, there's also lots of things to do for children. This is my son, and your name is?
Bor.
Well, Bor, we are at the children's playground, and there are lots of fun and games. Are you looking forward to play a game, Bor?
Yes.